Much love to you. I'm into my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support that you have been bringing. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up, tell me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and head you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, give you good vibes or good inspiration that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath going through trying times and need spiritual guidance or just needing confirmation and validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. While you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you so much for the support. It is truly appreciated, and I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music I'm listening to in the background is called Self Healing Power. Detox your body, physical and emotional healing, deep healing meditation. And I'll post that link in the description box below. So as soon as I put this on, you talking about somebody just started crying. I was already getting different visions already as it is, and that already set it off. And I'm just like, okay, I got this. Don't get emotional, but knowing me and my little sappy behind, it don't take much. So, uh, thank you. Um, Going through this video, um, matter of fact, it started last night. It was like so many vibes and stuff I was getting after I finished doing my videos, and it was just like I kept on hearing the high pitch ringing and different visions started coming up, and it was something. I think it was like I was watching one of the the news clips or whatever um on YouTube, and it was like showing this woman helping this kangaroo, and I just got so emotional. But yeah, I was like, I ain't even told the title of the daggone video yet. It's like Twin Flame 101. um Heyoka is when you can see and reflect the love of God through devastation of tragedy. And it's so true. A lot of times we go through life and not, it just depends on what you're going through. At times we feel like there is no God. You would feel like the things that happens in your life makes you feel like, if there was a God, why am I going through things like this? Why am I feeling this way? Why are, things so heavy? Why are you allowing these people to abuse me? And a lot of times, like I've said before, um, when you have to go through a midst of tragedy like that, it allows you to really see, through all those dark times when you can still reflect love towards other people because of the things that you have went through. It just all depends on what kind of trauma that has exceeded in your life. Um, I know a lot of people that has went through a lot of trauma, and they tend to gravitate to help people in that certain way because they know what it felt like to be like shock, going through a lot of stuff like that. And a lot of times you have to really understand the way the world works. My grandmother and my mom used to always say the same thing, talking about, we're all living in our last day. It is. We are, even though it's like the universe has had that reset button. A lot of people always talking about, like the Illuminati and stuff like that. You have to understand, if so much evil doing is in the world, a lot of times that's the way they can get our attention, is by going through the midst of tragedy, uh, having things take effect in our world that has really devastated people. You have lost family members. There's people being killed every day. Children are, just being taken out, or they're, being in the middle of sex trafficking. All these different things are going on in the world. And we really try to understand, where is God at through all the midst of this stuff. And you have to understand a lot of times these things have to take place to get your attention. You know, it's just like seeing all these different things in life, because it's like when I had that vision, it really took me there. It really did. And seeing all those things is like seeing people, going through these mental tragedies, like the shootout in France was like 2 years ago, the Boston bombing, um, 9/11, and now this, and it breaks your heart to see all these different things where people have lost their homes, or people trying to run to save themselves, their family. Also, the million of animals that has, been perished. And it's just a lot of times, that's how you have to get their attention, by bringing some kind of devastation of tragedy to have people come together within love, kindness. And it's like when things like this happen, you're not seeing a color, you're not seeing sexual orientation, different religions. It's just all is one. And it's sad it has to be that way. But that's the only way God can get our attention. Throughout seeing things being destroyed, for them to be built back up again. It's like a natural world order that had to be reset. And I said I did not want to start my damn videos off like this, but when they're pushing me to say this, I do that. I don't ask questions, I just go. There's a lot of things. There are people, I know I have, soul family in Australia, and it breaks my heart to know that they're going through these things. And it's just like when you can go on different sites and see how the vibrations and the power that we hold, there's contributions being placed on there from different, public figures, which is truly a blessing. They're wanting to help others out, sending millions of dollars for things to get built back up. And it's like these only way, like, God's at work here, because even through all these things, you see these people taking these animals and taking them home with them. They're pouring water over on them because they've been burnt, and you're just steady hearing animals cry because they're in so much pain. And it's like, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to stop being divided because of the hate that we give towards other people, because they're not the same? It shouldn't be that way. And that's why it's just, I love what I do. I have family all over the world that contacts me, even though it's like I just started with this, I long for family. And because I was deprived of mine, I was blocked. And just being able to see God's work through me, it makes me emotionally happy. Because there's so many people I talk to all over the world, and they're different nationalities, and they're different walks of life. I still treat them like they're my family. And there's love there, because we all have been through things, trying to find our way home, trying to understand the way of life is being who we are. And so it's just like, anytime, I just hate seeing violence in the world, hate seeing people being judged because of their cultural background. It's just like when you just want to just get away, just wish that you can just disappear all these, these wars that are going on that doesn't even need to be started. People are being hurt. It feels like my heart breaks. And I hate being so sensitive. It is just like, through all these times of healing, God makes you feel extra. It's like we already feel enough, and I used to be like this when I was a little girl, seeing all these things. And I used to go cry to my mom and beg her, can we please go help them? I hate seeing people sad, and I never knew why I was so affected like that. But I used to be like that, and still is. But it is just like, the world is like it's so filled with hate, you know, borders being, built, trying to keep people in different places. When the person that's wanting to build this bridge, if he looks back at his timeline of his bloodline, he's not all who he said he is. But hatred has to be there, and it's just like at times you just look at the government like a joke. It's like, y'all, somebody lost a bet putting Trump in there, but that's just my feeling. But it's like going through this, God needs us to wake up, you know. God needs us to be able to see the love through people, and it's just like, I talk to people in different continents, Japan, Israel, Egypt, um, Iraq, all these different things. And it's just like they share their culture with me. They tell me the things that are going on in their side of the world. A lot of people have seen things they wouldn't wish on their worst enemy. There's a lot of people you're fighting a battlefield in your head, but these people can't even go out their house without having to worry about, is this going to be their last day? And it's like, God is making us go through these things. It's like, if you don't believe that I exist, watch how I work. And he's showing even though all these tragedies is killing people and taking things from people that we take for granted, he wants you to be able to see, like, even though these things has happened, just watch how my act of kindness comes out through that. Know what will. But it is just like, with the more you walking down your path, you get exposed to a lot of things, and you feel it impact you without even touching you. You go through these things, and it was just like, yesterday, as after I finished my last video, I started getting all these downloads, and it was just like all these different snippets of, trauma that has been going through the world as I can remember. All these different, tragedies, and it's just like, if you see all these different things that went on, you see people coming together, through the 9/11 situation. It was already tragic to me because I had family there, and you couldn't talk to them for like 2 or 3 weeks, so you don't even know what went on, because everything was like cut off, and you had to be that person on the other end, not knowing if your family was, in this situation. The people that I've talked to and them seeing the things that they saw, it's like you can't unsee that, and it's just crazy when you can sit up here and see the Twin Towers, and it was like you can see the devil's face on the side of the building. But then you see all those people trying to help people out, trying to, get people out of the way. There was firefighters, EMTs, everybody just working together hand in hand throughout this situation, through this tragedy. And it's just that it lets you know, even though it was, people were so contracted, it was just their time. I just couldn't even imagine how those people were, being the 911 operators and talking to the people that are stuck in the building, deal with stuff like that. I give props to anybody who does that, because I know that's not an easy job, because it's like a lot of times you take that home with you, and it messes up your mental just for you to have to start back over all over again. So I give props to anybody who has to deal with stuff like that, because it's not an easy situation, you know. But it is just like, when you have that time to show love towards others, do so. Even if it's not, you know, it's not something big. It's just you don't understand the small impact of you telling somebody I pray for you or God bless you or things going to get better. You never know how that might impact somebody's life because they may needed to hear that day. And that's how things get to flowing. You know, a lot of us are at this mission where we're trying to save the world, impacted in a way, you know, and it just feels like I'm as this one person. How can I change the world just by myself? And it's not about that. You know, we have all been through different types of trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, whatever. And it's just when you know what that felt like, you know, you go through so many things, you know, trying to help people through that time of trying to heal, because I know when you're dealing with the things you deal with, it's hard for you to believe is my life gonna get better than this. Is this all that consists of? Because it seems like after I go over one heal, I'm going over another one. As soon as I close a chapter on one traumatic situation, here comes another. And it's like that because you're doing emotional clearing. Things are going to feel heavy at times. Things are going to feel beautifully emotionally beautiful at times. And there's times you have to be able to be patient with yourself, because there's a lot of times you can be okay one minute and then be just upset and depressed the next. You're going through a lot of healing. You're doing a lot of cutting cords. Don't expect this to be easy. This is where your strength comes in at. Trust me, I know. There's a lot of things that I'm feeling, um, and it's a blessing to me in so many different ways, because I have, my family that has passed on. I've been really attached to my grandfather lately, and I've told y'all about that. I'm gonna use the thumbnail on my next video. And I just see so much of myself in my grandfather, and it's very beautiful to me. Um, and just to know that you have those people that have your back, because they know that you're doing a big thing in the world. You're wanting to show that act of kindness, that act of love, and not seeing any kind of color, not seeing any kind of nationality, or what this person's religion is. I feel that all over the world. And it's just when my love bugs, they send me pictures of themselves. It's like, you've been talking to me for this whole time, and let me see what I'm gonna allow you to see what I look like. And I love it. And it's just like I love each and every one of them, especially the ones that are going through this, the war zones and stuff like that. And they send me like voice messages, and it just touches my heart, because it's like I pray so hard for them, because they're in the midst of seeing things you can't unsee, you know. Um, and it's just like it's so easy to show hatred and diversity towards people, but the challenge is through all that, to be able to show love. you know it's just like I've got to know a lot of people, and a lot of their cultural backgrounds and stuff like that, and it's beautiful. Some of the things are crazy, but it's just like, hey, there's allowing me to know this part of their life and their way of living, you know um and the different things that they do. Even I've came to know people, and we just crack jokes about a lot of crazy things. And it just allows me to know, even though we go through a lot of hell, we got to go through a lot of trauma and hatred, but it's like the key is to show love. When you don't see love there, and it's anytime. If I've ever had a way of blessing somebody, I do that regardless. I know a lot of people are going through their times of sorrow, trying to go through their path of upliftment, because at times it feels really good to see the things that you see and know the things that you know, and knowing that you're healing from the things that's been placed on you. That takes a lot. It takes an awful lot. And a lot of times you can be going through so much, and you feel so much that you feel like, my life will never get better. You know, these things are a joke to me, and it hurts my heart when I see people feel that way, because I've been there. I've been there thinking, if God really loved me, he wouldn't have me going through this. But it's just the fact is, God really does love me, but he needed me to go through my strength, through me going through that experience of tragedy, knowing the things that I know, knowing the things that has I've endured, but I still came out on top. That's where it shows you where your strength is lied at. Not every day is going to be a good day, but that doesn't mean your life has to stay bad. It's all about what you're willing to look at it, all about how you go about it. If you want to see, all you see is negative stuff, but you're not trying to allow yourself to train yourself on saying, yes, this might be a negative situation I'm in, or I'm experiencing something very negative, but it's all about how I approach it. It's all about how I perceive it. I focus on it, react to it, all those different things that has to take place. Now, if you want your life to get better, and that you want things that are better for you, that you're trying to get to, that's the only way you're going to do it. Because there's certain days, I'm not going to lie, I'll sit up here and be pissed off at the whole world because certain things is going on that's very petty. But it's just, the fact is, when you have been going through stuff for so long, and you're just so ready to end those chapters and walk away from it, with peace and love. Because it's just like, I had to understand, when I close this chapter, it's not going to be the same as when I walked on it. It's not going to be the same thing when I open that chapter up, because it unleashed a lot of darkness. And I have to be proud of myself because of the things that I know that has been happening to me, the things lets me know, and it's just like those answers are going to come your way when you're like, okay, I'm not going to allow this situation to really bring me down. I've been through enough. I've experienced a lot. I've been hurt on so many different levels, but it's time for me to love myself and allow myself to forgive myself from where I tortured myself on, keep on constantly. I kept on having my trauma, the traumatic memories playing, instant replay in my mind. And it took me to a dark place. It had me in rare form. I felt like I lost my mind, but sometimes you gotta lose your mind just to get a peace of mind. You have to do that, and it's made me so much stronger. There's days that I be in that negative vibe, like, see, if I was not in this situation, this, but I had to really just, convert myself over, like, we're not gonna do this today. You are really trying to end this, so don't allow yourself to keep allowing yourself to look at your situations in a negative way. It's going to stay that way until you decide to change how you're going to deal with that. We're all going through different things. There's a lot of things that you don't mention or you don't say because you know what you're going through, but a lot of times we don't have that voice to really project towards other people about the things that we endure on a daily basis. And it's fine. You can't make somebody do anything they don't want to do, but it's just, the fact is, when there's things that's going along your path that you really need to have peace with, you make peace with. It's all about how you choose to deal with the things that's been placed on you. I always have a choice, because people are like, I didn't have a choice. Yes, you did. You've been going through, that you have been dealing with, or you can allow that, and that's what I dealt with. Understand, it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be angry, but just don't stay there. You can go ahead and grieve from seeing the truth for what it is, but just don't stay there. That you had to be able to go through this for you to be able to have that strength for whatever is coming our way. But a lot of times we have to go through devastational, devastating situations for us to be able to see the strength we have through that diversity. You're going through all these different things for a reason, and it's to strengthen you, let you know your gifts. How are you supposed to contribute towards the world? Knowing one small act can impact the world in a big way, but it all has to have that domino effect. Like I told y'all before, if you've been with me for a while, I've had those visions of seeing all these different empaths all over the world. Like, it was like jumping into different, parts of the place, and, they would find him. And it's just like, that's how I saw it, because it was like seeing people in all different places of the world. And it's like people are grabbing hands and you see light coming towards them. Africa, Sahara, Uganda, or whatever, all of Amazon, all these different things. Other than me, or you're different this. You don't see that. You're just a tribe with all, jacks of all trades, and it had to be that way, because it's like when I first started this Heyoka you know, he was showing me like different things. It was like hieroglyphs, and they were telling me the ways of life, and what my duty is to the world, and hey, look, Heyoka, just doing all this thing. I'm like, what did you say about my mama? Like all those different things were going on, and I really didn't understand it. I said, hey, I'm you're explaining this to me. I might be a little slow with it right about now, but now it allows me to see what I had to do, because it's like they were telling me, the chief was telling me, we didn't go about this in this way because we're very private, we're very connected to everything. So this is a new way. You have to connect with the world. You're gonna bring them home with you. You're going to connect with them, but you have to be able to do that through your experience, through your views, through your dreams. And it allows people to really come together, because we're really doing that. Like, we're almost close to 2,000 subscribers within just a couple of months. And it's beautiful when all of us come in sense of, and it's just to know that you can be connected with somebody that understands and feels the same way you do. It lets you know that you're no longer alone. You never were, but you had to connect with us on that vibe to let you know, even though you might be going through that dark time, you're dealing with a lot of traumatic situations, you're healing from a lot of things that you really weren't aware of. Shoot, you're still healing from things from your past to do with your past, what all you have to do with your path, you know. Like I said before, you can allow this to gobble you up and spit you out, or you can allow yourself to face the things what you need to face, forgive yourself for holding on to these things for so long, and head towards a beautiful life. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, because if it was easy, see your path of where it took you, to be able to understand, this is why my life is like this. I'm connecting with people that understand my view, traumatic era, all that. And it's letting you know that you're not dealing with this alone. It's like all of us are dealing with this, but you know you're connecting with others. That's why I love the fact is when y'all drop comments and you're saying with love to everyone and soul family, and just to be able to know we come from all different walks of life and we're trying to heal. I said, now just think about that, because a lot of us are just coming up to the surface, and it's just like, I remember seeing, a lot of empaths is like, when they see us as normal people, well, the people that are, still going through their conditioning, or, they're still asleep, they just see a person, but it's just like other empaths, you see this huge warrior. And it's like when you actually see somebody in their purest form, they're not just an average person. Y'all asses are huge, like Godzilla, huge, and it's just what you what your it hit me to the gut. And I'm just like, it was like God taking me by the hand. It's like, let me show you. I need you to talk about this towards others. They listen to you. Allow them to understand my way of life. Littlest things that he done gave me a breather from. It's like I said before, with my daughter, I got to go back and forth with her, and is anybody who has a child that you got to constantly talk to, and just to know, hey, you can rest, somebody's going to go get her, or hey, you can rest, somebody about to take her to work. And I'm like, you know what, thank you for that. Different blessings like that, it will take you a long way. A lot of times where your life then this morning, as well as, through yesterday, really took a toll on me in an emotional way, but I got the understanding. But I would love to give a post notification shout out to my sis, Heyoka 777, as well as Miss Sheila Craig. No, Sharon Craig. My bad. I'm thinking about Sheila Jack, and her too. So I will see y'all in my next video. Drop me a line. I would love to hear from you. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. Um, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my video out or not. Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always somebody out here, praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're working hard for comes more than what you have actually asked for, and it comes sooner than you expected it. So I will see y'all on my next video. What else I was gonna say? Oh yeah, make sure that you give out long way, and or if you feel like you need to contact me but not comfortable with putting things on the channel, which I can understand. Not everybody is for page with the messenger. I'm not accepting friend requests on my page, but I would be gladly to connect with you on my messenger, and help you out the best way I can. Anything we talk about there is confidential. What you say there stays there. So I will see you on my next video. Much love. Peace. Be wild.